So first of all, I want to like really thank you guys for agreeing to be on this. Like really means a lot to me that I believe in what I'm doing, but it just like when I asked later on when we get into the video, like the self-validation question, like for me, self-validation when it comes to my content is like actual people that I can see in person actually believing what I'm doing. So it just really means a lot to me that you guys are agreeing to do this. Also want to say that before I came here, I was like really nervous to not meet people I couldn't relate to, right? But as I met everybody, like I feel like I could relate to at least one or two things with every single one of you guys, and it doesn't really matter where we come from. Like you're from Philly, and like I know that like we all come from different places. Like I never thought that I'd be meeting somebody from Philadelphia.
Hey, you're the first person I met from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know.
But like I just want to say that like we all come from different backgrounds, but like I like what I've been trying to focus more is on like that one thing that we can relate to, rather than trying to be like, oh, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, like you didn't grow up like me. Like I just want to focus on the things that we do have in common. So I want to thank you everybody, and I'll pass down the mic this way so you guys can introduce yourself, your name, your major, and anything else that you may want to say.
My name is Forrest. I go by Flux online. I'm an illustration major, emphasis in concept, and I'm glad that you're doing this too. It's cool to meet everybody and get to share a little bit about yourself with the whole group and everyone watching.
Hi, my name is Madison. I go by as Mossy Umi online, and I'm a sophomore in toy design, so I'm right here.
My name is Nicole. I'm gonna major in fashion design. I'm a foundation student this year, and I just wish like everybody good luck.
I'm Luis. I'm also a fashion student, my first year, and I'm a little nervous. I'm still a little nervous.
Name is Daniel, toy design major, and yeah, I think that's it.
My name is Nathan, and I'm gonna go for game and entertainment design and emphasis in concept art, and I go by Prissy online, and I'm just glad to be here.
So the first question would be, what are some of the biggest struggles you face as an artist that go on in your mind that you battle with, that you feel that is not talked about enough in the industry or at Otis?
I don't know if this it's probably talked about enough, but like personally for me, I haven't talked about it too much, and like where I come from, I didn't really talk about it at all. One thing I was really nervous about, I don't have much confidence in my own work. Like I know I have like the ideas, and I've taken a lot of art classes, but I don't feel like I have the skills good enough yet, because I feel like I can do better. I'm just not doing better, and that's one thing. It's like for me, but I know I have the ideas, I have the vision for it. And one thing, that's why I'm glad I'm coming to Otis, because I'm gonna learn all those skills here no matter what, and that's like my goal. I'm gonna learn those skills by the end of this.
One thing I want to add on to what you said is I think like you're right that it is talked about. No, artists are generally not, they're their biggest critic, right? So everyone's going to be super hypercritical of your own work and everything that you make. Keep your sketchbooks from this year. Look back next year. You will be amazed. You really will, because just practice. Every time you draw something new, you're going to get better, and you're not going to see it while you're doing it. A year from now, you're going to see it. I promise, because that's what I do to kind of reassure myself that I'm not wasting my time. Is I'll go back and I'll look and I'll be like, this isn't the same person. This isn't the same hand that drew something a year ago. Something that I feel like isn't talked about enough is community as an artist. I feel like part of the reason it's not talked about is because artists tend to keep to themselves, and they tend to stay in their room and draw, especially at art school all night. You're cramming assignments, and so that's why I think it's great that you're doing this. And I also think it's great that we all were a part of this program for 5 days at Otis, where we got to kind of socialize and see all of the resources and opportunities that they have for us, because you should be getting outside. Really, it's the best thing for your artwork. Touch grass. Exactly.
something that I kind of struggle with that probably is talked about is like feeling insecure about my own art, like comparing myself to the people around me. I kind of feel like I'm in constant competition with everybody else, which I'm trying to like, like not do, because it's not like a competition, Like everyone's good at art. Like I rarely ever see like art and think it's like bad. So like, why would anybody like look at my art and think it's bad, Yeah, but I'm just trying to like get over that, I guess.
So like that's like I think like something that I also like struggled with when I first started doing art. Like in high school, I was never really good at many things, and like the only time that I felt that I was good at or not good at something, but like the only time that I felt that I liked something was in art class when I would like steal, like don't recommend steal stuff, but when I would steal acrylic paint and I was like draw on my shoes. There was this girl in my class who was just the best artist that I've ever met. Like up to this day, like I still think about her artwork, and I would always compare myself to her art. And like she never knew this. Like if she's watching, like she never knew this. But I would always compliment her work and like hype her up. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I want to be as good as her. Like I hope that she likes my work. And like she would always like compliment my work. But then like it wouldn't go through my head. Like she'll be like, oh, like I like this, I like that. But in my head I'm like, you're only saying that because you're better than me. You're like, and you're trying to be like, oh, good job, But like I know that she didn't mean it that way. Like now that I'm getting older, but I just feel like a lot of us that's just in our head. Like there was a girl yesterday who was showing her artwork, and she was just like, don't look at it too much. It's bad. And to me, I'm like, damn, this is fucking good. And like she was just like, no, it's bad. Like and like she was like getting like so jittery, and she was like, give me my iPad back. And I'm like, but I'm like really like looking at your work. Yeah, and I like really loved it. But like yeah, I think it's like that's when I had said like a battle that we have in our own minds, because at the end of the day I think that it is just in our own minds. And like I think like that's like the biggest struggle as an artist. Like as soon as you break through that like mindset, I think that's when your artwork probably will take off, because it's like that confidence was like your chest is gonna go off, like not literally, but like you're just gonna be walking the talk.
So me as an artist, one of the struggles that I don't know if people talk about, but I have experienced, is I feel like I kind of started art, like wanting to do art later in life. Some people, they start art and they've been like dreaming of this. They're building up their art, they're practicing. I was kind of like going through what I wanted to do in life, and I wanted to do art like at my junior year of high school at the end, so like kind of like the senior year. So I was like, I wasn't good at art. I wanted to do it, but I wasn't good at it. And I wanted to like improve and everything, but when I was thinking of going to art school, I was like, it's too late, there's gonna be so much better people out there. And I'm like, I'm just practicing, I'm learning the basics still, and I'm still learning the basics. But then I think you just gotta trust yourself and like keep going for it, even if you don't think you're good at it, because high school is still such a young age if you think about it. And at the time I thought like people are planning what to do already, like for so long throughout the whole high school life, and I just started art so late. So I think if you're thinking about going to art and you're thinking it's too late, I don't think it's ever too late. You can still go to school. Like some people are like in their 30s and they're still going to art schools and stuff. So I think that's a struggle that's not been talked about.
Personally, for me, I guess it's hard for me to express myself through my art. It's already hard enough for me to express myself through words, so to do it through art feels like another big step for me. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah.
First of all, I just do want to say is congratulations to all of you for being here, for getting accepted, and no matter how, like even if we just say you just started drawing or you've been drawing for years, and so you all deserve to be here. That's why you're literally here in this program. That's why you're literally going to be coming to your first class literally next week. All of you deserve to be here. And we have everyone supporting you and so on. And as well, the whole thing with just competition and so and things like that, it's like in a job market, technically, yes, we are all in competition with each other. But here on this campus, we are family. We're supporting each other. We're hyping each other up. We're helping to improve ourselves and each other every single day. At most, we're our own selves competition. Like, worst competition. It's like, I could do this, or I could do that. That's just the most. At least for me, with my struggle, that I don't know if it's talked about enough, but at most, it's, I guess, the anxiety and the pressure of making your first mark on that blank paper. It's exactly. It's like, even though you may do it on a different page of like thumbnailing or sketching, at least with me, I really do struggle with the whole perfection moment, to the point that it does cripple me a bit. It cripples me with anxiety and so on, of how do I need to do this? I need to make this perfect and so on. And even though I went through my foundation year, I still struggle with it a bit. But now I'm a little more assured of, I could always go back and work on it if if I still do not like it. You can always do that with your projects. If it may not be your best at the moment, but you can always come back and make it perfect to your own eyes and everything like that. And in terms, I guess, for industry wise, yeah, community. No one really talks about community that much, and many art schools put students against each other and isolate them, that you're only there to be that you're just only here to be copy and paste and then put into the market and slave away to your job for like 40 hours or the heck. But here it reminds you of, you're not alone. Like, you are loved, you are cared for, and stuff like that.
So just to wrap up that first question, something that Nathan said about him starting like art late, like, to anybody that may be watching out there, like, for me, I'm 25, so I took like a couple years off of college, and like, I don't feel out of place here. I don't think people have cracked jokes, called me unk, but like, I think we all been getting on each other's ass, like, so it's like, I don't take it too personal, but like, in all seriousness though, like, it's never like too late to like chase your dreams. I think like the biggest thing that I like always say on my channel and like on my Instagram and everything is that it's only late when you're dead, which is like why I always talk about death. And it's not to be like emo or like I want to kill myself or anything like that, but it's just like, that's really the reality. Life is short, yeah. And you only have a certain amount of hours per day and like days per week. So to me, it's like, if you really want to do something, like, the best thing you could do is just start now. Like, I wanted to start this podcast, and like, there's no other way to do it but just setting up the camera and starting it now. So yeah, whatever anybody at home wants to do, whatever you guys want to do, like, just do it now. Do it as soon as possible, because once you start, then you just got to keep going. But then if you're just waiting for tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, then it never gets done, and you never like actually are gonna get to where you want to get to.
Can I say one more thing really quick?
Yeah.
Something I wanted to add on. I'm 24. I know I look not that, but I am. I know. Thank you. I use that to my advantage. I look. I'm like, yes, I'm 12 years old and I know how to do this. No, I'm 24 and I had to work through school, so I didn't have the ability to go straight from high school to the most expensive art school that there was or whatever. Not that this is. Like, thank you, financial aid. No, but for real, it does. I know. Thank you, for real. But it does. Not everyone's path is straight or linear, and that's being a creative. Nothing is straight or linear. There's no, even you guys going here, starting here, you might start in one thing, and then you might be like, actually, I want to learn this, and I want to learn this, and all the labs are open to everyone here. And so you better believe I'm going to be abusing those labs. I'm going to be in there every single day.
I better see
getting my money's worth. Putting myself in a sweatshop in the basement.
Exactly.
But no, for real, like, yeah. And also, you will start to trust yourself, like what you were saying about being scared. You will trust yourself once you do it enough times. And that's the most important thing with having confidence as an artist, is practice, because practice builds trust in yourself. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Yeah.
It's gonna be a talkie blog from all of us.
More content. But simply, I have met people here that literally went through years of military services and have been an actress for so many years and so on. They have literally, there's people here that have like full families, their parents themselves and so on, and they're coming here in their 30s, 40s and so on, still with the intention of being an artist, of being creative, and so on. So there literally is no. It's not too late. Just the only time it's too late is when you die. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. If you could give one piece of advice to yourself when you first began as an artist that you can give to yourself now, what would you tell yourself?
Look up from the paper. Look up from the tablet. I'm serious, because real life experiences are the things that fuel your artwork more than anything else. You can look at a million reference pictures online, but if you're just kind of imitating things and you're not living that experience, you're never going to be able to really capture what you're trying to experience. And there's a bunch of famous artists out here who have all kinds of stories, but there's this one artist who I really like that does boxing paintings. And he started getting better all of a sudden when he went out and got punched in the face himself, and he started boxing, because you can feel the physical movement once he understood what it actually felt like, what muscles were being strained, what direction he had to go in, and all of that kind of stuff. So really, unless you live it, you can't draw it. That's my opinion.
Well, that's why we're in LA and we're gonna get into street fights. I'm kidding. I would say advice I'll give to myself when I was younger is be patient with yourself and don't always take like negative feedback to heart all the time. Especially if it was like family that are trying to force you to go into a different career path and not believing in you. Like it's really tough, and especially being in a Hispanic family, it's like, no, you have to be a lawyer, you have to go into law enforcement. It didn't help my high school offered that. So I was expected of like, you must go through that, but it's like, no. Now I'm here, an artist, thankfully, but also, yeah, just be patient with yourself. Don't take things too hard all the time, and as well as hard as it sounds, like, love yourself. It will take years, it will take time, but just give yourself credit and give give yourself love.
For me, I guess it would be to like have faith in myself, even if like nobody else does, and not to give up so easily. Like there will be times where like I try to draw something, and like it'll be like ugly, and then like I want to give up because it's like, I feel like I'll never like be good at like art, but it's like if you don't like try to get better, like you're not gonna get better. So just like if you feel like you're not good enough, just like practice, and like no matter what, you're gonna always be good enough no matter what you think about yourself. But it just takes time and patience with yourself and practice.
Feels like I'm just starting right now. Nah, but like honestly, I kind of just like went into it, like the way I came to art was like as something as like almost like a therapy, and something that like brought me like joy, and like just put your like emotions into it almost, like feel your art, and like make it just like be yourself in it too, like express yourself and use your emotions. Bye. And yeah, that's my advice.
My advice to my younger self would be ask for help if you don't get something. I think oftentimes when I was younger, I just would kind of give up if I didn't get it. So I think asking for help from like your classmates or your teacher, that would be really important.
I think what I would tell myself back then, and I feel like I'm still like a new artist, but what I would tell myself is to just put your work out there, because on Instagram I only just started posting recently, like my works, and I really wish I started like a long time ago so I could see, like, even if it's really bad, even if it's like stick figures, I wish I put everything out there so I can see my improvement over time and just let people see that too. So I think it's good to put your work out there, and like what Douglas is, when he's starting a YouTube channel, it's a good thing, people will know you, you can spread your artwork, and I think it's just overall a better experience for your art, and just be more proactive too, because a lot of artists, they might stay in the rooms just drawing, but like like what Forrest said, going out, joining clubs, doing things, it'll help you make your art better, and all these new experiences will open up. And yeah.
To answer my own question, for me, like, the biggest thing that I've learned since I first started doing art is confidence. I think, like, your confidence just radiates off of you. Like, I remember I used to be very skinny and I had glasses. I had like no facial hair, I had a baby face and everything. Nerd. Yeah. So I would always just kind of like keep my head down and like, what is it? Slouch a lot. Yeah, slouch a lot. And like now, like, it's not that like I'm there where I'm like I think I'm hot shit and like I think like I'm that, but I believe in myself. So like I just like, you know, I'll fix my posture here and there, and like I'll talk really good about myself, and like I'll actually like, even though like I have my own struggles and I think sometimes my work is not that great, like I'll still gas myself up because others are not gonna know that. Like you wouldn't know that I'm insecure about my work unless I tell you. So I just try to say positive things about myself to kind of help me. You know, like the more reinforcements you tell yourself, like, oh, like I'm good at art. Like, okay, you know what? Like I feel pretty today, or I feel handsome. Like, then you start to kind of believe it. You start to kind of like see it. So that's like something I wish that I would have known a long time ago, because then I would be where I'm at now. But it's all God's timing, so everything worked out how I had to. But yeah, definitely, I think faking it till you make it is one of the biggest advice I would give myself.
Speaking into existence.
Yes, yeah, manifestation.
That's one way, or you could say Delulu is the solution.
Delulu is the Salulu. All right, so next question is from 1 to 10. How much do you believe in your art, and explain why you chose that number? And then we'll just do it on one go. And then after that, after you explain your number, what is something that, like a self-validation thing that you're seeking, maybe here at Otis? Maybe it could be I want my professor to say something really good about my artwork, or I know that's gonna make me feel more confident, or I want to get an A in this project, or maybe I want to try this kind of new style of artwork. Whatever it may the case be, like rate yourself from 1 to 10 on how confident you feel, and then what kind of validation are you seeking for yourself that will make you feel a lot better about that number maybe going up?
I would say the number I would give myself is probably like maybe like a 8 to 8.5.
Oh, okay.
So the reason for is I am not that great with 3D mediums, and I'm going to toy design, which will definitely challenge me with 3D mediums. So I definitely do need to improve on that, and as well of taking more time to refine my skills much more of what is expected in toy design, of what styles to change, what styles to improve on, and so on. So that's why I'm giving myself that rating. And for the follow-up question of self-validation, I guess it's when I make my 3D project, and when my 3D project is going to be making a vehicle. So pretty much at the very end of once I make that vehicle, I'm going to go, hell yeah, I did that. I cooked, I locked in. It's pretty much pushing myself to the very end and knowing that it will take time and progress to get there. But that'll be my self-validation, honestly, of looking at that and going, damn, I actually made that.
Nice.
I don't have that much confidence for my like artwork so far right now, but for my future, my confidence for my future, and like I know I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be great. I know I'm gonna do all that shit, you know. So that's a 10. But my confidence right now for my like the things I'm producing right now is pretty low. It's like I would say like a 4, okay. Right? But something like that I want to see like self-validating is just my progress. I want to see just a little progress to prove to myself that I can get better, and I'm going to get better, you know? That's all I really need, honestly.
I guess for me, give myself a 7.
Awesome.
I don't know. It's kind of average. It's always what I've gotten in school. So, that's how I feel about it. Yeah.
Is there anything that would help you elevate that number?
Probably just going going here, learning how to improve it, getting critiques. At the community college, everyone was a bit too nice, in my opinion.
Yeah, they have.
So I didn't really get to learn how to do it better.
Okay.
I would probably give myself like a 5 because there is so much I can improve on, and I don't know, like I am proud of myself for getting as far as I did, but there is so much I can improve on, and if I needed self-validation, I think it'll be looking back on what I did before and now. And also like what he kind of said, people are too nice sometimes. So if someone said something like, maybe you can improve on this, I think, and if I did that, and if they approve of that, I think it'll be more better than just someone saying, oh, it's good work, because they did notice something that I could have improved on. And if I did it later and they approved of that, I think it's more better, like it feels better that way, because you know there was something they noticed. And yeah, just getting critiques, because if everyone's too nice, you won't know what is real or what is not.
Mm-hmm.
So critiques kind of ground that.
I'm gonna give my artwork a 5. It sounds bad, but it's not bad because that means I'm halfway there.
Okay.
And when I look at it, if you're doing this as a career, as a student, we're all 10s. We're all here, right? We all made it. As a professional, I would give myself a 5, and I think that means that I have a lot to learn. Something that I learned is that every time you finish an artwork, you can kind of step back, give it a little bit of time, come back to it, finish it up a little more if you can, but then take that and compare it to people in your field. And if you look at other professionals I'm going specifically into games, right? When you pull up a Naughty Dog concept artist's artwork and you put that next to the latest illustration you just finished, you gotta be a little bit honest with yourself. And it's not a bad thing that you're not there yet. If you can recognize it, that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're overconfident and you're, be delusional, but to an extent,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you're too overconfident, then you might start doing something that I did when I was younger, which is send out a very embarrassing application that you regret. You know what I mean? But that's a part of growing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna be a 10 one day.
Okay, so for me to answer the question, I definitely agree that maybe being at a 10 with confidence can sometimes be a little delulu, because you may think that you're you're that person. You're like, oh, I'm hot shit, and then others would be like, dude, you're not that great. But for me, I would give myself my confidence, I would say 9, and it's not just because it's my favorite number, but I think for confidence, because there's a difference between being confident and also knowing that you not there yet and you can improve. With me, when I make art, I try to be as confident as possible, because as soon as I'm hesitant or something, I'm gonna be stuck there for hours working on the that one little line that I can't get. So I always try to get on a flow state and just boom, just do whatever just comes to my mind. When we did that Donald Trump project, I went in I was in there hella confident with what I was making. I was just bam, 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 and it just led to a pretty cool, weird, funny piece. And I just didn't care. If I would have been thinking too much about it, I'd be no, I can't put this dick in his mouth, because what if I get in trouble, I was just fuck it, I'm just express myself. So when it comes to that, I'm pretty confident with my artwork, just because I just like to walk that way. But I definitely do think that there's a lot of things that I do need to improve on. I'm not that great of an illustrator. And for the self-validation thing, for me, I'm big on self-validation. I like compliments. I like when people hype me up. It could be a bad thing, it could be a good thing, but mainly it's been a bad thing. But when it comes to the self-validation thing, for me, I think my professors and have always, at community college, it was mainly my professors, because my classmates didn't really give me the best critique ever. But hopefully here, I think I'm gonna try and seek validation also from my classmates, because I've seen a lot of you guys' work, and it's amazing. It's really good, and I can probably learn one thing from you guys, so I would love to get validation from classmates on my artwork, and also feedback on how I can improve. Yeah.
I would say know the difference between just being overconfident to arrogance, because when you're confident, you may submit something that you're like, oh wait, it's not actually that great, or something like that, but you have realized your mistake. Arrogance, that's when you're fully stuck at that point. In that point, you do need to take a step back and think of what ways can I not be arrogant, because arrogance is the one that will fully prevent you from learning.
This is the last question, so we're almost. Oh, actually, we have 2 more questions. From these past 5 days, what is something that you are grateful to have experienced, and has your mindset changed from maybe before you met everybody and before you stepped into Otis to now, like coming out of the program? Like, has there been a change in mindset?
I'm really glad I got hired for this program. I promise you, it's not like because of the money, but simply it's just being able to get to meet all of you guys, because I didn't get to experience this when I came here as a freshman. Literally, the most first generation thing we had was, hey, here's this little pizza party in the commons. Come if you like. And that was like on the day that I had no transportation, so I was like, well, I can't go out, I'll buy, like. But it did change my mindset a little bit, because I also am, I tend to keep to myself a lot, and it doesn't help since I commute to school. I'm usually just very in and out of the campus. I don't really get to stay here much, since we totally love LA buses taking 45 minutes of my time to take forever. But yeah, it's just being able to come here and get a bit of community with you guys, and hopefully when I get to see you guys around campus, and so we could just talk and hang out. Like, I'm literally you're gonna see me mostly in the toy floor, head up there and just bug the crap out of me. Like, I don't mind.
I'm gonna come to you and tell you, I have this idea I need help with.
As long as I'm not doing homework, I'm fine. Like okay, I'll help.
You're gonna look at me like.
One thing I'm very grateful about, like, this little, like, program was, honestly, it made me feel a lot more comfortable. I don't think I wouldn't say like it changed my mindset. It kind of like proved mine, like, you know what I mean? They didn't change it, but like it fed it almost. And I'm more comfortable, like a lot more comfortable. Coming from Philadelphia, it's a long way, different type of city. Everything's so different. But I got to like look around, go out a little bit. I feel comfortable. I'm ready to explore, see what's ahead of me, and my future's bright.
Nice.
You want to do this? You guys?
I guess one thing I'm grateful for is how nice and social everyone is. I was kind of just gonna like hole up in my dorm room, not really talk to anyone. But I think when you're just sitting at lunch and then people come up and talk to you, I think that made me kind of just want to go out and talk to people and get to know them better.
Something that I really appreciate from this program is how you get to just meet so much new people. Like, coming here, same as him, I was scared I would not be able to make friends and like get to know people, but coming here kind of validated that, oh, look at these are some cool people and I actually feel accepted. Like, not just these people in this room, but like there's so much more people that I met, like in staff too. And like, what else was I gonna say? Oh, and how I felt, it was like I didn't know if I wanted to do art. Like, I came here wanting to do art, but like, are you sure? Because my parents kept asking like, oh, are you sure you want to do this? You know, because art is a very competitive field, and coming here and experiencing all these new activities, meeting people, talking to people, it kind of like secured that. It's like, oh, this is what I love. This is my passion. I want to do art. I want to do game and entertainment design, concept art. And just being here in this environment just kind of supports me as an artist. So yeah.
Forrest, I think. Oh, you wanted to?
So like my parents kind of been like the same way. They were like unsure of me going. I was sure, but like their uncertainty kind of gave me that little voice in the back of my head, and it was like talking in my ear. I'm like, what if this doesn't work out like that or whatever? It just like, it kind of gave me a little bit more validation. Like, this is really what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do great, you know. So
Actually, like all of you guys, but I think I actually connected with Douglas because something that you told me was a little bit more about your mom, and actually about how you know, she had a very different situation from mine, but that almost I kind of related to her a little bit in that, you know, her parents weren't totally accepting of her at the time. And that was something that I thought was cool because, you know, even if it's not like me and you having the same exact thing in common, it's like that kind of like generation, like now you're here and it's almost like you're continuing on in her footsteps. And I kind of relate to her, so I'm like protective of you now, even though you're older than me. I'm like, this is my kid, this is my baby.
He's like, you're a year older than me, but you're my kid.
I'm like, am I your? No, just kidding. But no, but for real, that, and then also just like, usually, I went to another art school that I'm not gonna say the name of, but one that encourages you to think like a business person, and I think that's important. But I think something else that can get lost in that is personal expression, which they kind of encourage us to do in some of the workshops here. And it's not that I'm not super the type of person where I need to like feel everything so deeply every time I paint. I like to just really, a lot of the stuff I like to paint is pretty mundane. I have been working in the service industry for a long time to be able to support myself through school, and so I like taking pictures of train conductors and people cleaning the windows and shit like that. And I think it's important to make those people main characters, because I'm tired of someone being born into like aristocracy and then they get this special power and it's like, I don't give a fuck. It's just another like, you know, this guy getting handouts. For real, but I'm like, why are these not the main characters of our stories? Because these are us. You know what I mean? Who is this, you know, rich like person who got handed everything, right? And so you know, if I was a Nepo baby, I would take advantage of that too. I'm not saying that that's a wrong thing to do, but I'm just saying that, like, I feel like in the entertainment industry especially, there's this tendency to kind of make the same thing over and over and over again. And it's cool meeting so many artists who are not what the entertainment industry is making at all, because it kind of opens it up to be like, well, we don't have to keep making the same game and the same movie and the same whatever it is, right? That's telling the same, you know, like, Nepo baby story. We can kind of look around and meet each other and tell each other stories, and that's kind of what I took away from this. Yeah.
Something is just for in terms of, I guess, majors here and so is that our school does such a great job with networking and connections, especially for, like, for example, fashion. And so many of our students who are juniors will immediately get jobs, internships, and even once you fully graduate the school, you're in a fashion house already. There's many things, even for game design, that would just say you don't want to be part of the entertainment industry that much. You can literally do medical, military. You can all the things that we learn and explore can be applied to other industries. So yes, it is very art focused and stuff like that, but it does help with the networking of businesses. Of you're more than just an artist. You're literally like a cool ass human being.
What inspires you and keeps you excited in art? I wanted to ask something a little positive note.
Yeah, leave it on a positive note. If anyone else go first.
Does anyone want to go? Go for it.
My biggest motivations is honestly my family, the people I love, the people that support me, and also myself. I'm like a big inspiration for my own art. I feel like when I started art, it kind of brought back that inner child that I had like almost lost in a way. So it kind of reminds me of just like being a kid again. I feel like that same joy you feel as a kid, just like living, you know? That's what I think inspires me the most.
Well, of course, there's like so much media out there that is just like, oh my god, you're amazed. Like, oh my god, imagine I made that. And I feel like, and that really inspires me to be like one day I can do that and make stuff like that, but also like have my own twist to it. And it's also like just like getting compliments, simple compliments, even if you don't know if it's like you're just being nice, but it's just being nice, being recognized. And like, you know, seeing the improvement. I just like, if I can improve in this like just this month, this how big I improved in this month, imagine how I can go in like 4 years. Like yeah, basically that's what makes me happy.
I kind of touched on it a second ago, but I'm kind of in the entertainment arts field, and so I'm a nerd. I think we
all are.
Yeah.
We can call each other fucking nerds.
We're all like, yeah, I'm in college. I'm so excited to study, and yeah. But for me, like movies, video games, growing up, they kind of were something I enjoyed, but also helped me connect with other people. I had a hard time like opening up or talking about myself or making friends, but when you can kind of connect over something nerdy, and then all of a sudden you find other artists who have the same hobbies and the same interests, it really can help you kind of come out of your shell, which is why I'm excited for the people who are just starting here. And then I really love just mundane shit. I like muted color palettes, I like realistic art, and I like real people, because I think we get kind of sold this idea of success, not just as artists, but everybody kind of gets that in our culture, in our society, of like, you need to be working the most amount of hours and making the most amount of money and doing all this stuff to be successful. But people who live that life, you know, aren't necessarily happy just from the stuff. And so I think what's important is to kind of like look around in your community. There's an artist I really like, you guys probably know him, Alberto Mielgo. He's the kind of the mind behind Spider-Verse, the movies. Okay. And what I loved is that he wanted to just show off his city, right? He wanted to show off real people, and the character designers went out and they went in the streets and they looked at, you know, people's outfits and drew like moms and aunties like standing together and tourists with their binoculars and all this shit, right? But it just feels real, and it feels like, I don't know, like a slice of real life. And to me, that's so important, because especially with people kind of, you know, starting to stay inside more after COVID, all this kind of stuff, you need to encourage people to kind of get outside and be in reality a little bit. Yeah.
So what inspires me, I wouldn't necessarily like say in art, but it comes back down to art. What inspires me is like my mom. My mom has sacrificed everything for me. When we got to this country, my mom took on like 3 to 4 jobs. So I basically raised myself, but my mom was always there. And she just has devoted her whole life to me. And when I was 18, I decided not to go to college. And I wouldn't say a fuck up, but to her dream was like that her son was going to be educated and have the education that she never had. But to me, I was just like, during that time, I was like, I want a cool car. I want to go out with girls. And like, I want to party, Mom, and I want to have a lot of money. So I did work a lot, but I was also doing all that stupid shit. And so she was very disappointed with me for a long time. And then now that I'm back in school, like, I can see her like go to work a lot happier. She comes home and she'll cook me food and be very happy and like ask me a lot of questions of what I'm doing. So she inspires me a lot. And aside from my mom, I want to say like this is the second thing. They're like hand in hand are my people, which are undocumented people. We have a lot of struggles. Like if you guys may not be undocumented, but you may know somebody that's undocumented, or your parents may have come to this country, like, or your parents' parents, because I think this is a nation of immigrants, so we all gonna know at least one immigrant, and now you guys know one more. So yeah, like another one. My people inspire me because I just think that there's so many laws and a lot of things set in place to hold us back, but despite all these things, like, we're all pushing forward, and I think they're one of the most hardworking people I've met. And yeah, like I go in my community and I see the elotero man, the raspado man, the ice cream man, like all of them, like they know that they can be deported at any given moment, but a lot of them, they're just like, fuck it, we still got to go out there and work, which to me is inspirational, because to me, I can defend myself. You wouldn't know I'm undocumented unless I told you. I've created that image of myself to be very Americanized, so that never happens to me. But I know that others are not as fortunate as me, so to me, I feel like I'm carrying them on my back, which sometimes is not a good thing because that's a lot of pressure. But I feel like because of the things that they put themselves in, I always like have like high expectations of what I need to do in my life.
First of all, you're gonna make me cry. Like, yeah, you're gonna make me cry. Yeah. Because that's also another reason why I also came to the school, is to find people more like who are like me. And as well, it's like, yeah, I was fortunately born here, but I definitely have people very close to me that are undocumented, and just seeing everything that's been going on is heartbreaking, because we're also human beings that want a better life. Well, like, we're treated as, for those who are criminals, they get whatever fate decides for them. But these are people that are working hard every single day, working to 3 to 4 jobs to support themselves and their family. It's heartbreaking, and that's one of the things that inspires me, is just to be another voice in the community to help show, hey, we are people, we are human beings with a mind and soul. And that's what really goes to my inspiration, is all of us are so different, but also we're all fucking beautiful at the same time. Like, we are human beings, and that's something we tend to forget, is we're flesh and blood. We all bleed the same, we all think differently, and so on. We have this one life to make it count. That's something that definitely inspires me. And just anything else, is just calling media, video games, and so on. And one of the video games that has definitely impacted me was Destiny. And yeah, Destiny, funny enough, Destiny, only because it was really the first shooter game I really got to experience. And we don't talk about Halo because I keep blowing up the tanks and everything. But it's, video games really connected my family, and as well connecting me to other people, and also to toys. Literally, I was the weirdo in my school for still liking toys, still having plushes and stuff like that. Yeah, so like, everybody in elementary school was supposed to have like 15 boyfriends by then at that point somehow, and I was the only one who was like, hell yeah, I like Minecraft. Like, but it's like definitely being the odd one out, but also being, odd one out in terms of interest, and also because of my skill. And that's what pushes me more every day, of I am a person here to represent my community, but also represent for those who may feel lonely and may feel alone, kind of thing,
Right. I said my family, and kind of like reflecting off what Douglas said. Like, I grew up, a lot of my family were undocumented and stuff like that, right? And my dad, like, he came here, he really was really successful. He opened businesses, and he was an immigrant. And every time, like, it breaks my heart with like everything, because like sometimes I'll just like be talking to people, and like I'll be out there and just like seeing like a street vendor or something. I kind of like, at one point, that was my dad, like, I'm so blessed now. I have so much great things in life, and like, at one point, my dad was that person on the corner, like, selling like elotes or like stuff like that. It's like, that's, even though they're not my family, they're still my family. Like, I'm like connected to them, and that's why, like, when I like see people, like, I think of my own family, because it's just like, damn. And then when people like bring up stereotypes and all that shit, it hurts, because it's like, that's my uncle, or like, that's my like tia, my tío, that's my cousin. It hurts. It hurts.
There's like people on YouTube, they make custom Lego minifigures. So I guess, Lego, they got contracts with certain companies, so they got a budget. They can't really spend it all on that one thing they want to do. But then you got people online who are just regular people, and they're like, I want to make this maybe more screen accurate. I want to like add my own twist on it. And you see them, like, they'll 3D print, they'll paint minifigures. I think that's really inspiring to me.
So something else that I just thought of that inspires me, I don't know why I didn't say it before, but it's just stories in general. Like, not just from like these movies, these TV shows that I thought stories were really cool, and I'd be like, oh, it'd be cool to make art of those. But it's also just people's stories. People from every walk of life. You can express them in your art and in your emotions, and it's just kind of what drove me at first, like world building and stories. It goes hand in hand with art. So I think those aspects really inspire me to just make art. Yeah.
And just something very funny. This school gives internships to students for Lego. So
Okay. So those are all the questions. We'll give yourself what? How many clap?
And the audio cuts off.
All the cameras turn off. Again, thank you guys so much for doing this with me. There's this phrase that I heard in high school was that leader makes leaders out of other people, right? So like I don't want to put myself on camera and say like, oh, like this is my shit. Like, you know, I'm not that kind of person. So if you're watching this video, if you are a student here at Otis that got my Instagram or got my YouTube, if you ever see any of us, like we're just people. Like it's like if you're watching the video, don't think it's like, oh my god, like let me get a picture. Like yeah, no, like yeah, relax. Like I think like we're all pretty cool. Like we can have good conversations. And then I think we all kind of have like that same goal of like wanting to get better. And if you want to get better, I think the best way to get better is by helping others. Because when you help others, you help yourself. So if anybody like ever sees any of us, please like feel welcome to talk to us.
Not me though. Don't look me in the eye.
He bites. But yeah, so thank you for watching this video. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe.
Click the bell button.
Oh, the bell. Oh, I never say that. Oh, yeah, the notifications on. Okay, yeah. So hit that.
I watched many videos.
He watches a lot of YouTube. He knows. He knows like what you have to say.
All I can
Alright.
say is I'm the 55th subscriber.
55th. Oh,
I'm the 50th.
You're 50th?
The 56, 7, 8. I have like a couple channels.
Yeah, I think right now we're like at 58,
Okay, well.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, 58 to 58,000.
Hey, we just need that 000.